filter's out. If it was brand new, it would have been put in very close to 3 years ago. What you have to do now is work out how the airbox comes off. There's one size 8 there, but it feels pretty solid. I'd be surprised if there wasn't more. Or these, it looks like these suction pods kind of hold it on. So I'm going to take that 8 off, get this off, then we'll look at what we're looking at in regards to the carbs. So here we are, guys. I told you the carbs would be facing different ways. This is where, for me, this is the nitty gritty. This is where I need the pictures and the video footage, like I'm doing now, to show me what goes where from where. So this pipe comes out and goes to this. This pipe comes from up there. I'll leave that. This goes on to the air box. These pipes go to the carbs, so that I'll take them off nice and early. These will be suction pipes going somewhere, possibly a dead end, so I'm going to take them off, but I'm going to know that these pipes are them suction pipes there. That makes sense. And then what we've got here, we've got that will be a choke cable, I'm sure, so we'll work that out. Throttle cables are down here. Not sure what this is. Second choke cable, probably. It's probably running, in fact it will be running a double choke cable. Is that a screw-in one? Again, we'll have to work that out. So here, take your time, look around. You might want to take this pipe off, but actually it's not attached to the carbs, you see, so there's no need. So this is where you really need to think. Now I can't even see how the carbs are attached to the engine at this stage. So that's the bit I need to see next. It might be that I need to take the side panels off anyway to get better access, which would be annoying, but manageable. The slides were stuck. I pulled them up, they were stuck, so I think it all needs a good clean anyway, and I'm telling you, it's not going to be easy. They're going to be caked. So I've got this side stripped off. The other side has one bolt that's rounded, annoyingly, and it's in here, it's that one. So I've just pulled it back. I've got to that one already, that's easy. I need to get to the other side. Now my aim, the aim for this carbs will be to do them here by the bike. I don't even want to disconnect the throttle cables and stuff. If all the screws release easily enough, I'll give it its clean here on the bike, and that kind of makes sense for me. If not, then I'll take it all off and we'll look at where we go from there. It's not a huge issue either way, but if you can do it here, then that's great. It saves you a lot of time and hassle. So if you look here, I've got to where I need to be. I've got to one bowl. These are all quite accessible for grips if needed. I always find that the grips get them off better than anything else. So if your screwdriver don't turn them easily, get your grips on them, loosen them up, then screwdriver them off. I'll do this one first, then I'll flip it over, and then I'll do this one. And I think we're looking okay so far, because we've got this far, you see. If we hadn't got this far, then we wouldn't be looking okay so far. So let's pop this off. It needs a clean. I don't know how far I'm going to go. I will probably, where's the air fuel screw on this? It's there. Can you see that? It's there. So what I'm going to do right now is spray a bit of WD in there to let it work its way. Come on. To let it work its way down. I'm going to do the same on the other side now to let it kind of do its thing, because that's one of the big parts of this puzzle that go wrong. And before you touch this, guys, you have to check where it's set. So you screw it in until it floors gently. You don't force it, you screw it round to the right. It will normally be 2.5 screws, something like that. And then you know where you're set. You're set 2.5 out or 2 3/4 out, and that's where it goes back afterwards. So all 4 screws came out using Phillips or whatever industry spec it is. I don't know if I've got any JIS bits. I think that probably is. I used to have them, I just don't know what's what. I need to order a set. This bowl's off. This is real time, so we can see. You know it's bad when it's kind of really stuck like that and it needs a tap, because that will be the gum from the fuel. That's basically holding it on. It's gummed on. Right, I'm not missing a screw, am I? Wow, it's really gummed on. Come on. Wow. Right, hang on, I need to get a persuasive tool. Oh, Big John. Gentle. Woo! Annoyingly, it's clean. That's so bloody annoying. Look how clean it is. It looks like that's been run through. Let me check the bowl itself. Yeah, actually, yeah, the bolt, yeah, look, it needs a bit of a clean. That probably would have started, guys. Almost definitely would have started. The float's a little stuck there, actually. I'm going to pull the float out, give it a clean. It was a little stiff there, although nothing to worry about. Right, take them out, spray through, clean, back in, take it out, spray, clean, back in. We'll keep this one simple. If the air fuel screw comes out easily, take it out, give it a wipe, clean, back in, done. Ideally. So, for complete transparency, main jet was completely fine, secondary jet was shocking, fully blocked. It took a lot of prodding and pulling, and what I did was I got this piece of wire and I used that. It's very gentle to prod and poke through, of course with the brake and clutch cleaner as well, and that got it free. So that was bad, but that is now done. I'm going to spray through all the channels so that that side is done, and then we'll start with the next side. That carb's fully done. I definitely did the air fuel screw, 1.5 out it was, and I did the float. This carb to go. Remember, the last one looked clean, but actually it wasn't. It was bad, so I'll get this one done quickly, and then I think my aim will be to put this all back together and trust the work I've done, really. So let's see. So the second carb's worse. You can see all this stale fuel. This one's going to be harder to clean, but same process. Yeah, that greenness, it's also in the bowl as well. That is just really stale fuel. It goes green like that. Sometimes really bright yellow, sometimes green, sometimes really a luminous green. But yeah, so I'll give it a clean in the same way I did the last one. Check through all the holes, make sure they're all open, and I think we'll be good to go. I'm going to show you the next trick of the trade once these carbs are clean, because we don't want to run crap fuel back through. But for now, let me finish cleaning these up. I'm going to whack them back on. I think my aim will be to piece the bike back together. I want to flush the tank and then put fresh fuel in. And then, yes, kind of put it all back together. Anything under here now I need to look at, guys. So any wiring, this wiring is covered, so should be okay. But it wouldn't hurt to squirt that all with contact cleaner. And look for the coolant. See, that's the radiator hose there, so it would make sense filling that up now with coolant. You'd be mad not to. And then check the coolant bottle somewhere, fill that up if there is one. Yep, down here. Might as well do all that at this stage, and then if we're really lucky, we'll have a bike that starts on the button first spin. If your bike's been sitting longer than 3 years and you're concerned about it, I'd be dropping a little bit of oil down the spark plug holes. A little bit of two-stroke or main oil, anything. I'll just squirt a bit down. Personally, I'm just gonna run this gently almost. Maybe pop the spark plug caps and run it. Depending on how easy. Where are the plugs? I might drop some oil down actually, guys. It will give me a chance to clean the plugs as well. Oh, I think that will possibly be the next step. But for now, let me get these cleaned, back on, seated, nipped up, all the plumbing back on, so that we can look at where we really do go next. So that second carb's done and cleaned. You do have to clean the floats quite well, because if they're holding extra weight off the varnish, then they won't be functioning as they should be. So I have done all that. I did the air fuel screw, which is here on this one. It's different. that's kind of done actually, and that's okay. So going back to what I was talking about, while the fairings are off like this, it's handy to do certain things. I'm going to put all that back together, top up the coolant, and give the forks a wipe with some mothers, look, so they're ready and done, because you can't get in there otherwise. So all of that, although saying that, the other side I haven't got access to anyway, but yeah, I'm going to do my best with that. And then well, then we're looking good really, aren't we? There's no huge issues. Let's get these back on. I'm going to show you what I want to do in regards to the fuel lines. Well, just that really, basically. I just want to get them pumped out. What you can do is you can unplug the power here from its power source, plug in a power source like a battery down there, and it will just click and pump out whatever's in there. And you could spray through some cleaner and it will just kind of pump it through, but it doesn't need to be anything too harsh. The brake and clutch cleaner would be fine actually, so I am going to do that as well. So clean the forks a touch, carbs back on, top up the coolant, back together. I've got fresh fuel there, flush out the tank a little bit. Now you guys think I'm nuts, but I use everything to flush out the tank. I'll put a bit of Pepsi Max in there, slosh it around and make sure I tip all of that out, or suck all of that out, and that's it. I've just given it a bit of a flush, and then any debris in there comes out. I think that's really important. Then fill up with fresh, all back together. No bench sinking, it's not needed, it's been done. These carbs haven't been changed, they haven't been moved, none of that. Put it back on, put it back together, hook the battery on, which will be my car because the battery isn't charging, and then that's kind of step one really. The rest of it is looking over the bike from an MOT point of view. Step one is kind of getting it idling. In regards to the oil, I've got brand new oil coming. Remember I said to you guys how I spend any profits I got $8.50 for that last ER5 a few days ago, okay? I bought new oil, a bunch of oil, and then I bought trinkety bits like that's a nut and bolt set. I bought this bike for £500, plus I had to hire the fan, so about $560. Basically that's what happens. I take a bunch of the money and buy bits I need. I've bought a little shelving unit for in here to help me with nuts and bolts, to clean up there a little bit, which is quite cool. I'm looking forward to that turning up. What else did I buy? And kind of bits and pieces that I need. So that's where the funds go really, and then any funds on top of that go into people's bikes, people's projects. And if I ever build up like £1,000, £500 lump sums, they go to charities, individual charities like the Islington Boat Club that I support quite a lot, and then other local charities, some further afield. If I ever make enough to give away a bike, then I'm always keen to give away a bike every now and again. I've given away more bikes than any of you think, because I don't advertise it. I don't tell you, and you don't tell each other. And I know that seems a bit silly, and it seems a bit sly, and it seems like I could be chatting rubbish, but there'll be a bunch of you out there who got bikes from me for free basically. And I stand by my not advertising the charity side. I've said it many times before, I'm not the guy to give £1 to a homeless person and film it to show that I'm doing it. That's not me, that's not right in my head. Anyway, let's get back to this build. So I got here at 10, it's now 1, and I've done a carb clean, fuel tank flush, topped up the coolant, carb clean off and on, and kind of ready to put back together. So that's quite cool. I think the rest will go back together quite quickly. Then what? Wow. What I need to do is I'm going to clean under here, guys. Anything I can see of crap now, I'm going to clean. We need to have this bike so that it can last another few years. Also, like I said, I'm going to give the metalwork a bit of a polish now I've got access. So airbox on, done and dusted. Then I got as much of the fuel out of the lines that I could, and I think that's okay. Fresh fuel will clean that out now, that's all good. That's kind of it. Right, let's start piecing this bad boy back together, and then we can look at aesthetic stuff, you know, the outsides, cleaning, what it looks like. Let's hear this engine first. The plumbing's in, everything's done, air box is on. Don't forget to put your air filter in. I nearly did. So air filter back in, ready to continue. Really, air filter back in. Then what? Then tank, a little bit of a rinse, tip it out, fresh fuel, connect it all up. I think that'll be it. Hook it up to the car. I think it'll idle beautifully. I think we'll soon find out. So to clean the tank out properly, I took the fuel line out, the fuel tap. Look at that. Look at that green, very stale fuel. It's like wax. It's bad. I need to give that a good clean. I have fully flushed the tank, so that's good. The bike should be good to go after all this. Top it up with good fuel. I haven't got a spare filter. I've got inline filters, but they're 125. They're smaller. I don't want to risk that actually. So I'm going to give that fuel filter a bit of a spray out, a bit of a clean, and use it for now. But the tank is fully clean. Lots of crap came out, including little bits of rust. So it's as clean as it's ever going to be. And if it has a filter, it'll be fine as well. But this needs cleaning up, so I'll get onto that now. So here you go, guys. Honestly, it took an hour of prodding, digging, spraying, and testing, basically. But now it's done. So if I blow through this, how can I show you this? Can we switch the camera around? One moment. Okay, so we know that's working. This should be off. Yep. And then whatever reserve or main fuel. So that's fully clear now, guys. Let me switch you back. So I'm at this stage. What I need to do now is put some fuel in and look at the electrics and fire it up, because there's no point completely polishing it up without having tested it. It will take the fuel a little while to get through, and then it might start. It should start, really. No reason why it shouldn't. I'll check the oil level just for peace of mind, but I know it is topped up because the bike was well looked after up until we left it just before COVID, really. So let's get some jump leads on this, let's get some fuel in, and let's start just playing with the button, really, see what electrics we've got, see what we haven't got, etc. Okay, guys, so real-time filming. There is fuel in there now, the whole 5 litres, but in a bike like this, 5 litres is the reserve. Electrics attached. Let's see what we have in regards to the basics. Okay. Horn. Ooh, loud. Indicators. Front right, are they connected? Oh, it took a minute. Did you see that to sort itself out? Let's go left. Yep. Okay, good start. Indicators all work. What else? Horn works. Lights, front light works. High beam. Let's go high beam. Where is it? High beam works. Okay. All right. A lot of the basics are working, but that we're very, very early days for that. What we want to do is turn this bad boy over like that, don't we? And let's get some fuel pumped in. Now, what I didn't hear was the fuel pump priming. See that? Look. I expect to hear the fuel pump priming. Here we go. And I can't hear that. So, I mean, spinning it over is fine because that will lubricate the cylinders. Put the choke on. It's spinning quite slowly, actually, isn't it? It doesn't sound healthy at the moment, actually. It doesn't sound healthy at all, but it does bother me. Look, you should hear that. It should be going do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It should be priming. Let me take this pipe off and see if there is, you know, flow.